ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमहायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ वर्स् 233 बन्धमोक्षव्यवस्थार्थम् आत्मनानात्वमिष्यताम् इति चेन्न यतो माया व्यवस्थापयितुं क्षमा. So from verse 210, now Vidyaranya is establishing the Aikyam. So he is explaining what Asi from this Mahavakya called Tattvamasi. So Tvam Padartha has been totally explained. Tvam Padartha means a Jiva. So that has been explained, Vachyartha And Lakshartha also has been told. Tat Padartha also, Ishvara has been explained. And now so Asipada. So Vidyaranya said that, well, this knowledge of this Aikyam, identity between the two is moksha. And corollary of this knowledge, if it is this, that if Brahman is non-dual, then definitely there is no real world. Because by gaining knowledge, which is limitless, if an entity which is limitless, well, definitely there is nothing other than that. Then definitely experientially I see many things. So then that duality, etc., Jagat is mithya. That automatically we can say like that. And it is a product of Maya. Sankhya says, no, don't do this kind of thing. Don't bring Maya into the whole scenario. Don't bring. He's a bit disturbed with this, because the whole creation has come from Prakriti as per his philosophy. Prakriti is equally Satyam like Purusha. Purusha means Atma. There is no Ishvara. Purusha means Atma. Jiva we call what Jiva. Sankhyas don't accept Ishvara. So, and that Atma is Asanga. Asanga Chid Vibhuhu. Atma is Asanga, and there are many also, of course, and consciousness, and Vibhu, all pervading also. Many Jivas, many Purushas are there. Each Jiva basically is a Purusha. Each Purusha is Asanga. So, unrelated to anything. Not connected to anything, and all pervading also. Anyway, so this is, and then Prakriti also equally real. From this the whole creation has come. So don't say this creation is mithya, and for that you have to definitely bring Maya. Without Maya we can't say creation is mithya, right? Because we want to say the creation is a product of Maya. Maya only manifests in this form of Jagat. So if Maya manifests in the form of Jagat, Maya is mithya. That's word Maya itself indicates it is mithya. It's really not there. Then definitely the creation also is really not there, even though you experience. So that is how we say it is mithya, and therefore the Brahman alone is a reality. Brahman alone is the one without second, limitless consciousness, etc. And that alone is existence. There is nothing in the world, there is nothing really existent thing. Everything looks, everything has existence, but that's all borrowed existence, because the Brahman being present there In every name and form, Brahman is present. And therefore, well, definitely the name and form has an existence. And you feel that the form has independent existence. No form has independent existence. The existence in every form is Brahman. And therefore, well, it is existence, limitless consciousness. That is one without the second. That's a non-dual thing. And that's the only reality. So, well, Sankhya says, don't do this kind of a thing. Don't say this very wonderful creation is mithya. No, it's not fair. So, well, why can't we try some other method to understand, to gain moksha ultimately? So he says, let the world be real and let us gain knowledge that Atma is a Sangha. Aviveka kritaha Sangha, he said. So basically, this Purusha has to understand that he is a Sangha. That is what he is actually, a Sangha Chit Vipuh Vibhuhu. And he because of Aviveka, well, he does not understand. So he definitely takes the guna of a Prakriti and, takes himself to be having a connected to the Prakriti or Jagat, etc. Yoga people say Ishvara. So Ishvara also is another entity other than Jiva. Jagat is another entity other than Jiva. So well, all you duality will be there. And then once you accept the duality, they will be affecting each other. But he is trying to explain, and so well that Atma, the Purusha, has to understand that I am unconnected to anything. That will give moksha. You are not connected to karma, anything. So you will not get any janma, marana, etc. will not be there. So you will be free. So better you know. Don't, avivek krutaha means Prakriti's gunas, well, you superimpose upon yourself. You are a Purusha, independent of Prakriti. And the method, of course, is Ashtanga Yoga, etc., the Vilkapa Samadhi, etc. That's what. But anyway, what they want to say is ultimately, need not say this creation, Prakriti is mithya, or the creation which is born from Prakriti is mithya. No. It is, let it be real. It is okay. Then we said, well, they say, we can't accept as long as if all are real, independent of each other, then definitely Atma will be affected by the world on the one side and Atma will be, that Purusha will be affected by Ishvara on the other side. Because we are including yogas also. Because you may say, Swamiji, why Ishvara you are bringing? Sankhyas don't accept at all. But yoga people are all there. So, well, so we give answer to both because it's a pair actually. Both are connected, So they are twin brothers like Sankhya Yoga. And at least if you vehemently say that nothing affects you, one thing is every person has to accept it, and that is kalam. No one will be free. Even if you say I am free from all relationship, I don't have any relationship, still kala will always affect you. How will you deny it? While you are denying, you are under the grip of kala. You are in the jaws of kala. Everyone is in jaws, ultimately. Mrityumukhat pramuchyate. Even so, when the Lord Yama says, the Mrityumukhat. So you are in jaws, mukham. You are in jaws of the death, kalam. Anyway, so you are, even if you deny everything, that you are asanga and unconnected to everything, you cannot say I am asanga because you are connected to kala. And therefore Jagat is under the grip of kala. The jiva is under the grip of kala. And therefore, well, so you may avoid any sambandha, but this kala sambandha will be there. All relations are there. Everyone knows. Jiva is constantly getting affected by the Jagat. Surrounding, people, situations, objects, constantly. Climate, what is not affecting the person. And Ishvara, all the time. I think in Taittiriya Upanishad, Vanamala Kara says that, in fact, the greatest fear a jiva has is not from the world of Ishvara. Suppose he is astika. All the time, really he is worried about. That I am doing this and what kind of a phala he will give me, in what situation he will give me, how will he sentence me, etc., etc. Constantly. The greatest fear in a astika person is a fear of Ishvara. Because you take Ishvara as different. He is a karmaphala data. You take as a receiver of a karmaphala. Then definitely you will be affected. You are under the control of Ishvara also. So, basically, how will you remain asanga? We are saying to him, we are asking, how will you remain asanga? So, in Jagrat Sapna, both kalam is all the time there. In Sushupti, of course, kalam is not there, but then as you wake up, definitely it is there. So, let world be real and let the Atma be asanga, etc. It is very difficult to accept. So, Atma's asangatvam basically requires a world's unreality. Because Sangha means a sambandha, connection. So if a connection, if you want to say you are unconnected, means, well, definitely you are not affected by the relationship, then the relationship should be mithya. Then to the whom you are related, that also should be mithya. So your richness is related to the money, of course, very good. Richness, I am a rich, you say, then so you are that richness is related to money. But then suppose if I say dream money, then the richness is automatically is mithya. The relation with that mithya dhanam, mithya wealth will be mithya. And therefore the richness also is mithya. So if you are not related to the money, if I say asangam to the money, correct. But then the money itself should be mithya. Then only I should say that. Money is real and it is in my possession. Then even if you don't say you are rich, means it is rich because it is your money. You are owner of that money. Now money, suppose it is real. So automatically you are connected to your money. It is an own thing, you are owner of it. It is automatically sambandha is there. So if you say no, because the sangha is, asanga means yes, the sangha is aviveka kritaha. That's what he said in, I think, 232. Aviveka kritaha sangha. So, aviveka kritaha means there is no really relation to a jagat. We'll accept it. Relation is a mithya if you want to say, then definitely jagat also you should accept it as a mithya. Same way you are controlled by Ishvara. If you say no, that controller relationship is not there, I am asanga, then definitely the Ishvara must be mithya. If Ishvara is there, a different entity which is as real as you, then definitely he is going to be a controller. How will you deny it? Even if you deny, suppose in this world, people are denying Ishvara. So many people, crores and crores of people deny Ishvara. So what? So what? He happens to be the creator of the creation, he happens to be the creation. And so everything is Ishvara, and therefore even a jiva denies Ishvara. But if I deny some fact, it does not mean the fact will go away. Fact remains fact. Fact remains fact. And so, so this is a situation. And therefore, I say there is, I am not controlled. I am not niyamya. And he is not a niyamaka. Niyamaka relationship is not there. I am asanga. Yeah, so that relationship is mithya, then definitely niyamaka must be mithya. And therefore, Ishvara is also mithya. So, Jagat and Ishvara, both are mithya. So, you have to accept that, we say that. And then, definitely, then question was, who is responsible for this mithya world? Okay, then he said, okay. Then he said, who is responsible for this mithya world? And then we have ready-made answer. Our answer is always ready. And that is Maya. So, and then Vidya extended this mithyatvam to bandha and moksha also, which we have to see. So, it's a very sensitive topic. He said, see, this Jagat and Ishvara is basically mithya, except aviveka kritah, so connection to them is also mithya. Jiva is affected by world on one side, it is not there. And on the other side, affected by Ishvara also is not there. Agreed. Atma Asanga, definitely for that I have to accept Jagat and Ishvara both are mithya, okay. But Jiva Bheda is not mithya. Jiva Bheda is always there. So Atma Bheda, right? Jagat Satyam, Ishaha Anyaha, Atma Bheda, three things he in his philosophy. So Atma Bheda, Atma means here Jiva. So, because there is no Paramatma for them. And of course, yoga people say Ishahanya. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, these two Vedas are mithya, I understand. Jeev Jagat Veda, not there. Jagat is mithya. Jeev Ishwar Veda also is not there. Okay. Okay, fine. But Jeev Veda is there. And it is very, very evident. Very evident. Ishvara, who knows whether where is suppose he is outside the creation. Suppose. Okay, it is mithya. Nobody bothers. Okay. But Jeev Veda, everyone experiences. Every individual is different. So evident. It is very on the part of Vedantin to say that well, there are individual. There is no difference between one individual and another individual. Who will accept? Nobody will accept. No intelligent person will accept this. Really, and therefore Jeev Veda must be there. This Vedantin says Jeev Veda is mithya. We should not accept it. Okay, and then we said, okay. And Bandha Moksha, and he gives a beautiful answer. He said, look, one is bound, other is free. And not that between bound and free, all are in between. The whole lot of the seekers are in between. Because gaining knowledge is moksha. Gaining knowledge is gaining clarity of your own nature. That's moksha. It is not a realization in a fraction of a second, or it is not a 1 week program, or it is not a 10 days program. Moksha in 10 days in Surat, or moksha in yeah. Come to our place and attend our program. In 1 week you are free. It's just a growing clarity. But why clarity has to grow? Because your Sarupa was hidden from beginningless time. Beginningless time. So anything which has if suppose this is buried here somewhere for 100 years, I am sure to bring to this form again with such a clear form. It's not just one cleaning. It's not one cleaning. It is going to take time. Yeah. That's how the fossils, etc., when they are buried for millions of years, suppose, dinosaurs, and we should see that, how nicely they clean. It takes time to bring to a skeleton, just pure skeleton. It's a growing clarity. This is the only answer. When will I gain knowledge? Growing clarity. Nothing. Growing clarity means if you want clarity, then where clarity occurs, that should be clear. That should be clear. That is what Karma Yoga does. Antakaranam should be clear. If Antakaranam has a lot of prejudices and raga dveshas and occupations, then no place of a growing clarity, etc. The clarity requires a clear mind. A clear mind, if it is there, then I can say I am not mine. Otherwise I can't say. A mind which has a burden, well, definitely. All this is a burden, raga, dvesha, and all this, preoccupations, prejudices, what not. All kinds of impulses. And all this basically is a burden. Person is under the burden of his own mind. It shows the ill health. Anything which is not healthy is a burden. Physical body is a burden if it is not healthy, really. If physical bodies are healthy, you don't feel your presence of a physical body. You don't feel any joint, that you have a joint. The joint is felt only when it has some pain or something. When it is ill. And therefore, so mind should be made free from burden. That's called clear mind. That's a whole lot of a religious life. People who give up religious life, who condemn religious life, They don't understand the importance of this. All the acharyas have established the importance of religious life. In fact, Veda itself establishes the importance of religious life. That's a whole big lot. In fact, Veda Purva is bigger than Veda Anta. Somebody asks a question, why it is like this? You say Atma Jnanam, well, ultimately it is the essence of the Veda is this moksha, it's giving moksha and Atma Jnanam and all. But Veda Purva is a bigger portion. Veda Anta is a one page. Upanishad, 1 page, 2 page, 4 page, 5 pages. How many? Because preparation is long. Knowledge is, you are Brahman is really speaking not big thing. Preparation takes time. That's how in a 4 ashramas, 3 ashrama for preparation. 1 ashrama for gaining knowledge. Yeah, Brahmacharya ashrama, right? Preparation. Grihastha ashrama, preparation. Vanaprastha ashrama, preparation. Sannyasa means definitely you gain knowledge. So you can understand out of 4, 3 for preparation means what? Preparation takes time. Preparation takes time. That's how life after the life. Aneka janma samsiddha tato yati parangatim, etc. Well, Bhagavan said also, Aneka janma samsiddha. So preparation definitely takes time. Anyway, so he says this between bondage and moksha, several individuals are there with a little clarity and more clarity and a little more clarity and about to be totally clear, and all these things are there. So some are bound, some are free, some are in between. Then definitely different individuals are there. Some are bound, some are this. So different individuals are there. Therefore, Jiva Bheda is mithya. We are very sorry, O Vedantin. It is because this you are going to accept it. That this person is still bound, this person is gaining little clarity, he is a wise person, she is a wise person, etc. etc. Definitely there is a Bheda between one individual and another individual. And therefore, Jiva Bheda is a real Veda. Bandha Moksha Vyavasthartham, for explaining this arrangement, bondage and liberation existing in the world. Well, so Atma Nanatvam Ishyatam. Atma Nanatvam, well, Nanatvam, maniness in Atma, in Jivas, has to be accepted. Ishyatam, let it be accepted by all of us. Not just by you, let it be accepted. This Nanatvam of a Jiva, Bheda between one Jiva and the other Jiva, should be accepted. Iti chet, O Sankhya, if you say so, Tanna, Vedanti says, no, we can't accept that. Why? See, while answering the previous question, to establish that Jiva's Asangatvam, we have arrived at the conclusion that Jagat is Mithya, Ishvara is Mithya, and therefore relating to Jagat also it's Mithya, etc. And therefore, well, by understanding we can be free. That's true. So then, then that is to be accepted by you, that Jagat and Ishvara is basically Mithya. Then only what you say will be true. What you are saying in your philosophy, O Sankhya, he says, yeah, Jiva is Asanga. If Jiva is Asanga, then he is not. Then the relating to Ishvara and Jagat both should be Mithya. Then only he remain Asanga. If Jiva is, you say, Asanga, and at the same time connected to Ishvara or a Jagat, whatever, will be there, then definitely is going to be affected. And therefore relationship also must be real. And then if relationship is real, then definitely how is Asanga? Asanga means not related to anything. Then definitely the relationship with both these, Jagat and Ishvara, should be Mithya. Then Jagat also should be Mithya. Then only relation will be Mithya. And therefore, definitely Jagat and Ishvara Mithyatam should be acceptable by you. And then, Jagat and Ishvara should be accepted, are Mithya, should be accepted by you, means they are the product of Maya. Because you asked how Jagat and Ishvara, I am ready to accept Jagat and Ishvara are Mithya. But how they are Mithya? In Vedanta, in your philosophy, you are saying that Jagat is mithya, Ishvara is mithya. And I am ready to accept, because you say Jiva is Asanga is only possible. Then otherwise he will be all the time affected by Drishtaphala from Jagat, Adrishtaphala from Ishvara. And therefore, I am ready to accept. But then I want to understand how Jagat and Ishvara is mithya in your philosophy. Well, it is that they are product of Maya. Oh, they are product of Maya. Yeah, they are product of Maya. And therefore, once Maya comes and starts functioning, then we say now we are extending. Then Bandha and Moksha are also mithya. Bandha and Moksha also mithya. That today we have to see this. Bandha and Moksha are mithya. Bondage also, because ultimately bound by what? Bound by what? Bound by what? Ultimately by Jagat or by Ishvara? He is controlled by Ishvara. He is controlled by Ishvara. So he feels bondage. Moksha means freedom. Freedom means not under any control. Then definitely, then if Ishvara is mithya, then definitely the bondage also must be mithya. Control, because he is not connected to Ishvara at all, because Ishvara is mithya. Therefore, he is not under the control. So, so that bondage must be mithya. He is feeling bound or controlled, mithya. And Jagat basically controls him, or Jagat connected to Jagat, he is getting affected and feeling bound. That also should be mithya. That way also Bandha must be mithya, because Jagat is mithya. And therefore, Bandha, if you accept Jagat and Ishvara are mithya, we are saying to him, it automatically says that Bandha and Moksha are mithya. And definitely, and why Moksha is mithya? Because Moksha means a removal of bondage. But bondage itself is a real mithya. Moksha also must be mithya. So if bondage is unreal, then it's running away from the bondage also is equally unreal. So Bandha and Moksha are Vyavarika Satyam. So like suppose I'm feeling bound by the hunger, dream hunger. Then definitely what I require is what? I require dream food. This food cannot help me. The food which is there in the refrigerator and kitchen will not help me in dream. So definitely if you say the bondage is unreal, then the running away of bondage called moksha, freedom, is also equally unreal. Dream hunger is a bondage, then appeasing the hunger in dream through dream food is also unreal equally. And therefore definitely it's not that you feel hungry in the dream and then when you get up in the morning you take the food. By this food you appease the dream hunger. No. For appeasing dream hunger, definitely you require a dream food. So definitely same way, if you say Jagat and Ishvara are mithya, and therefore feeling bound from both becomes mithya automatically. So Bandha becomes mithya, bondage becomes mithya, then moksha, releasing from that bondage, equally become mithya. So bondage is unreal, moksha is also. Please understand, today's topic is a little different. This is just a core of Vedanta about this freedom, etc. So several arguments are there, we'll go slowly. So plurality caused by differences also must be mithya. You said because someone is bound, one is free, one is in between, you say several are in between, and therefore different conditions are there of the mind in different individuals of bandha and moksha, and therefore there must be different and there must be plural, several individuals. But if bandha and moksha itself are mithya, the plurality caused by that bandha and moksha in jiva is equally mithya. And therefore there is no jiva Veda. This is how it is. So, but then who does this job? I really astonish. You have proved that is true, but who does this job? Making everything mithya. Maya. Vidyaranya says Maya Kshama. Maya is capable. For what? Vyavasthapayitum, to arrange mithya bandha and mithya moksha among jivas. And so consequently division also among them. So Maya Kshama Vyavasthapayitum or Maya Vyavasthapayitum Kshama. So Maya is capable. Kshama means here capable. Kshamaha, it's not kshama mean that forgiveness, because it's a feminine noun, Maya. Actually, it's in masculine word kshamaha. Kshamaha means one who has a capability. So, so here kshama because Maya. So Maya is capable to arrange this mithya bandha and mithya moksha among jiva, and consequently division also among them is mithya. All this are possible due to Maya. Oh, when that is possible, then why do you unnecessarily accept this Atma Veda? So Jiva is Jiva Veda is mithya, and so let Jiva is mithya, Ishvara is mithya, and then Jagat is mithya, and Bandha is mithya, Moksha is mithya, except Brahman, everything is mithya. Okay, everything is mithya. Then he is not going to accept, and then he asked a question. he asked. Let's go to 234. Durgatam gataya niti viruddham kinna pashyasi vastavau bandha mokshautu shrutirna sahate taram. Sankhya, got annoyed actually. They are asking a question. How does Maya arrange, this plurality, mithya plurality, in form of a bandha, moksha, jiva, jagat, ishvara? How Maya did all this? How Maya created all the mithya things? It's a plurality. If it is a one thing, you will use one word, but you are using 5 words. Bandha is one thing, moksha another thing, jiva third thing, ishvara fourth thing, and jagat fifth. So, even though your plurality is mithya, but Maya created, right, this plurality? Yeah, Maya created mithya plurality. How Maya created? I really would like to know, Sankhya says. So, plurality gives this logical explanation of Maya method of creating. Do you explain, in which way you will explain? From Maya, all these 5 things have come out. How will you explain? By Satkaryavada or by Asatkaryavada? So, so basically Vedantin says it can't be logically explained. With both these Vadas, it can't be logically explained by any of the Vada. By Satkaryavada also cannot be explained, and by Asatkaryavada also cannot be explained. What are these Satkaryavada and Asatkaryavada? Satkaryavada, Karya, creation. These 5 things called Karya. Bandha, Moksha, Jeev, Jagat, Ishvara, all called Karya. Satkaryavada. Sat means existent. So, before they are created, they were existent. That's called Satkaryavada. So, existent creation originates. In that, what is a creation? Bandha, Moksha, Jeev, Jagat, Ishvara. So, existent creation originates, called Satkaryavada. This is a Vada of a Sankhya. And Asatkaryavada. Asat, non-existent. Karya, creation. So, non-existent creation originates. Asatkaryavada, Nayayika. The creation which you are seeing right now, experiencing, was not there before. Nayayika. The creation which you are experiencing was there before. Satkaryavada. Both are illogical, we say. Both are illogical. How Maya creates this Jeev, Jagat, Ishvara, Bandha and Moksha cannot be explained by Satkaryavada and Asatkaryavada. Why? Because existent creation originates is a contradiction. Existent thing need not be originated. What is existent need not originate. So, existent creation need not originate. So, we don't accept Satkaryavada. And Nayayika says non-existent creation originates. A non-existent creation cannot originate. Being non-existent. Existent creation need not originate because it is existent already. And non-existent creation cannot originate. Anyway, so non-existent thing cannot do anything, much less origination, including origination. So, because Maya does something which Maya does something which cannot be logically explained. There are two vadas. Non-existent thing comes out, originates, existent thing comes out. Two things are there. There is no third thing. Either way, it is not possible. And therefore, from Maya, how these five things have come out, the creation basically, Jiv, Jagat, Ishvara, Bandha, Moksha, everything. How Maya, from Maya comes out, well, cannot be explained logically. So, Durgatam Gatayami, Acharya says, Durgatam Gatayami. You have to imagine that Maya is speaking. Okay? This is a statement, imaginary statement from Maya. Durgatam Gatayami. Durgatam, impossible. Gatayami, I make possible. I make possible something impossible. Or I accomplish something which is impossible. Either way, same thing. I make possible means I accomplish something which is impossible. Iti viruddham, Acharya says. This statement of a Maya is a viruddham, is a contradiction. If you can accomplish something, means it is not impossible. So, this is a real joy. Vedantis must be laughing a lot while talking about this creation and Maya. Maya makes Vedantin laugh. Believe me. Just one thing. Maya makes you laugh. Bhagavan smile on before lecturing to this Arjuna is due to this Maya. If you can explain the creation, origination of creation, if you can really explain the creation of an individual, if you can really explain this origination of bandha and moksha and all this, I am sure Vedanta will have to drop. The day will, suppose, that day is not going to come. But the day, suppose, D-Day, okay? So if it comes, in which you are able to explain how creation has come, how the jiva has come, etc., how this bondage and liberation all really has come, then we have no role to play. Our work is over. Means we can't explain anything. Vedanta is possible, whole thing, because we are able to say this, everything is mithya. It's a manifestation of one thing, just one thing. You see the plurality because of Maya. That's all we say. Anyway, so Durgatam Gatayami iti viruddham. I accomplish, Maya says, imaginary statement. I accomplish something which is impossible. This is a contradiction. And I give you example for that. Well, someone says, if non-stoppable bullet hits the impenetrable wall, what will happen? If somebody is asking a question. If non-stoppable bullet hits the impenetrable wall, what will happen? Answer is viruddha. You can't say both. If bullet is non-stoppable, wall is penetrable. Naturally. And if wall is impenetrable, then bullet can't be non-stoppable. If you say, therefore, really, right? If wall is impenetrable, then bullet has to stop. Naturally, it cannot penetrate. Therefore, I should not say bullet is non-stoppable. No, bullet is non-stoppable. Then you can't say impenetrable wall, because it penetrates through the wall also. And therefore, so the question itself is wrong. What will happen, you are asking. Right? If non-stoppable bullet hits the impenetrable wall, what will happen? That question itself is wrong. Same way Maya says, Durgatam Gatayami. I accomplished something which is impossible. That statement is false. If you can accomplish something in your life, means it is not impossible. If it is impossible, means you cannot accomplish. I start walk, Daily I walk here in the false stick road. Let me start walking towards the moon. Let it take years. Let me start taking walk towards the moon. Swami, what happened to better you take a good coffee, Starbucks coffee? What is better? Take coffee and sit for teaching. Statement itself is false. Because impossible thing, something which is impossible, I should not say that I can accomplish a walk towards that. I can well walk towards the moon and I will reach the moon. So Maya makes impossible possible. You can understand that statement is wrong means there is no really creation like that. That's all. So Shankaracharya wrote a Maya Panchakam, and everywhere one small sentence you will find that Agatita Gatana Patiyase Maya. Agatita Gatana. Gat Dhatu. Gat Dhatu means to accomplish, to make possible. From there the word Ghatana has come. Ghatana. Ghatana means a happening, a incident. So, then after listening this our answer from us, that is all Maya, we can't say it is Satkaryavada, we can't say it is Satkaryavada. How Maya has brought about this five, we cannot explain logically. Hearing this, he should be quiet, right? He should give up the microphone and give it to me, but instead he hold on to that. He's a Sankhya. He hold on to that microphone. He said, your answer does not seem to satisfy me. For all my questions till today, for all my questions, I have found out, I have recordings. For all my answers, you have only one answer, and that is mithya. Jiva is mithya, Jagat is mithya, Ishwar is mithya, Bandha is mithya, Moksha is mithya. So, how did all mithya come? So, you say Maya. I say, how does Maya do all this thing? How does Maya create all this five? Well, you say it can't be explained logically. So, there seems to be some conspiracy to escape the logic. Vedantins are logically weak. That way, we are very good friends of a Nayayika. What a logic they have for Ishvara's existence. You see, you in fact borrow logic from them. You people are logically weak. What is this? Is answer? Mithya means, why mithya? Maya. Okay, how Maya brought about this mithya duality and everything? Then you say, I can't explain logically. Means you don't have any basis. These are serious questions. Your whole philosophy is a non-duality. And then I ask about the duality. How duality has come? Duality is mithya, you are saying. How duality has come? Maya. From Maya. Now then how Maya brought this duality? Well, you say I can't explain logically. So you are logically weak. Vedanta is logically weak. I am going to give in the news now. Vidyaranya say, if you don't accept Maya, nobody can come near to Vedanta, I tell you. So if you don't accept this Maya, so there is no mithya creation, etc. What is the alternative you have? What's the alternative you have? Well, all these are Satyam. Okay? Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, Bandha, Moksha are all Satyam. That's the only alternative you have. And therefore, accepting all these are Satyam produce greater logical problem. You are blaming me that I am logically weak. I will prove to you now that if you don't accept mithyatam of all this, and you say then definitely you have one alternative and that is all are Satyam. In that case, lots of problems. Logical problems and also Shruti Virodha also. And I am uttering this word Shruti Virodha to you. If I am addressing a Bauddha, I will not use a Shruti Virodha. But you are Sankhya, you are Astika. You believe in Vedas. And therefore I am telling you, if you accept all the five are Satyam, there will be Yukti Virodha also and Shruti Virodha also. How? Okay, let's start now. See, Vidyaranya does not basically say what are the logical issues. But let's go to Mandukya, our great, 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 great grandfather, Gaudapadacharya ji. He says, Anadehe antavatvam cha samsarasya cha rotsyati anantata cha adimatah mokshasya na bhavishyati. So, I will, before I explain that, I will let us try to understand what could be the answer of a Vedantin to Sankhya. Now, we say, well, there is a logical issue. Greater logical problem will be there if you accept all are Satyam. So, we are first questioning to, in a reply to the with Sankhyas, we are asking a question to Sankhya. That, oh Sankhya, if Bandha is a reality now, Satyam, so a real condition suffered by the Jiva, means Jiva really feels a bondage. Our question is, does this Bandha has a beginning or not? Anadi or Sadi? What do you think? Let us accept Bandha is Satyam, you say, let us accept it. But please tell us, this Bandha, the bondage, the Jiva feels, it's a condition of a Jiva that he is feeling bound. It is Anadi or it has a beginning. Either is it a beginningless or a beginning. And suppose Bandha is Anadi, then our argument is this. Anything which does not have a beginning will not have an end also. He accepts this logical principle. Nayayikas also accept this, Sankhyas also accept this. And in Sankhya's darshanam, many things are anadi. And whatever is anadi is endless also. Whatever does not have a beginning will not have end also. He accepts. Yat yat anadi tat tat antam. Anantam. That's all. Yat yat anadi tat tat anantam. Whatever is beginningless is endless also. The Nayayikas also accept, Sankhya's also accept this logical principle. So if Bandha is Anadi, then, and it is Satyam, of course, how do you talk about the moksha? Because Bandha is Anadi. So there will not be an end of that Bandha also. Because it is right. So in your philosophy, you don't have a concept of moksha? That cannot be possible. Every philosophy has to talk about moksha. So how will you talk about a logical end? We are using this purposely, this word logical. How will you explain a logical end of a bondage which is beginningless? Because you accept a principle which is beginningless will be endless. And then therefore if endless means the bondage will be there all the time, then where is moksha? Where is moksha? Moksha means an end to bondage. But end to bondage is not possible because it is endless. Right? And therefore, moksha at all is not possible. So to talk about a moksha in your philosophy, forget about us. When you talk about whole your darshanam is standing for moksha, which is illogical. Moksha itself is illogical in your concept. Bandha is a satyam and anadi, which is anadi and which is real bandha, will never end. And the moksha, you are talking vehemently about moksha. So it's all illogical. To accept moksha, no, moksha is there. You have to accept the end of a bandha. And you can't talk about end of a bandha. Remember that. Because anadi, beginningless means endless. So moksha in your darshana, well, basically in your darshana. It is, both bandha and moksha logically cannot be explained. Because if you accept moksha, then definitely that banda should end. If banda ends, then banda cannot be beginningless. But you say banda is anadi. They say also banda is anadi. They accept many things anadi, like us. And what is beginningless, anadi, must be endless, never ends. If banda never ends, real banda never ends, then where is moksha? Still, if you keep on talking about moksha, means it is illogical. No, moksha is there. Then your banda will be illogical. Yeah. Yes. So this is a problem. You are talking, we are logically weak. Fine, no problem. What about you? Banda and moksha both are illogical in your. It's a greater problem. We are holding our microphone. Okay, we are going to say something else also. Well, anyway, so in our philosophy, slowly we say now, bandha being mithya, any mithya thing does not have a beginning, but it can end. Satya thing, which is beginningless, can never end. Mithya thing, beginningless, can end. Hey, what are you talking? Anything which ends must have beginning. No. Mithya thing, which is beginningless, can end. Example. Rope snake. Hey? Rope snake? Yeah, rope snake. Rope snake has a beginning. What is the beginning? Tell me. When did snake overlapped rope? When? From the first perception itself, it is snake. It's not that first he has seen a rope and slowly it was covered by a snake. Right? So, for the moment, his perception, in his perception, well, definitely the snake was there. So, snake is beginningless and snake ends also. Why? Because mithya. Snake is mithya. Rope is satyam, right? And therefore, definitely, mithya thing definitely ends. Mithya thing does not have a beginning. Anadi, yet it ends. Well, Sankhyas were little, upset. He said, he thought for some time. He said, give me microphone. Okay. So to avoid this logical issue which we raised to them, that your bandha and moksha are illogical, he said, I am changing my stand now. Why? You should not. It is your philosophy. You can't change now stand just to for non-accepting your defeat. You can't change stand. No. I want to change my stand. I say bandha has a beginning. Imagine now. Bandha has a beginning. By doing sadhana, the bandha ends. Moksha happens. Oh, when bandha ends, moksha will come. Moksha will be born. Advaitins okay? Well, bandha has begun, bandha has ended, and when bandha ends, moksha begins. I ask, well, is your moksha now, again I am asking you, is your moksha is anadi or sadi? Well, moksha is adi, it has adi, it has born now because the bandha has gone. So for moksha, well, he says, I am telling you that you will get moksha on 1st of July 2021. Okay? Therefore, moksha which begins will end also. The logical principle you accepted is what is beginningless is endless. Okay? Means what has a beginning will have end. So bandha ends and moksha arises. Means it has a beginning now. Right? Then that moksha also will end. So this is all problem because of bandha and moksha has been taken as a real. This is the issue. Anyway, and so well then if moksha also will end, so then we are going to change one of the statement of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan has said something else. Bhagavan talked about Swarga like this. We are going to talk about moksha like this. What? Bhagavan said what? Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam. Kshine punnye martyalokam vishanti. Instead of Swarga, we are going to put moksha. Tetam bhuktva mokshalokam vishalam. And kshine mokshe bandalokam vishanti. Kshine mokshe bandalokam vishanti. What comes will go. What is beginningless will never end. Right? And therefore, if moksha is say, no, bandha definitely has a beginning and now it ends and moksha will happen, well, then moksha also will go. If bandha has a beginning and goes, moksha also will begin and go. Definitely. And therefore, well, so you will have to talk about, Sankhya, you will have to talk about Nitya Moksha. Right? Please tell us. Now again I am asking you. In your philosophy, is the moksha is Nitya or Anitya? If, well, you say it is Nitya Moksha, but you are really speaking in your position, your moksha becomes Anitya. Because moksha will arise, you said. Bandha will end and moksha will arise. Then moksha will end, it becomes Anitya. And therefore, in your philosophy, even though you claim Nitya Moksha, you are going against your philosophy. It's all illogical. It's all illogical. And therefore, the birth of a real moksha or the nityatvam of a moksha is a logical fallacy. I'm telling you now. First logical fallacy. If moksha comes on a given day, on a given time, and you say it is still nitya, right? Because they say moksha is nitya. It's a logical fallacy. Anything which is born, how can you say it is nitya? It was not there before, it won't be there in the future, and still you say moksha is nitya, is a logical fallacy. I told in my opening statement that if you accept them as a real, bandha, moksha and this everything, then you will enter into a greater logical problem, and you are seeing now. Basically, so if moksha comes on a given day, etc., at a given time, and still you say in your philosophy you are claiming nitya moksha, it's a logical fallacy. One thing. And the second thing is, if bandha is a beginningless, and still moksha can come, is another logical fallacy. Bandha is beginningless, means it is never going to end. That's what you accept. Bandha is beginningless, anadi. Yadyad anadi, tat anantam, na antam. So if bandha is a beginningless, in their philosophy it is there, bandha is anadi. Everyone has to tell, every philosopher has to, whoever is a thinking person will have to tell bandha is anadi. If bandha is not anadi, means bandha arises also, then before that he was free. Then who will accept this philosophy? If moksha was there earlier and then bandha happens, then that bandha will end and again moksha will happen, that moksha again will go. If moksha was there before I was free, then I got a bound. Then again, if you are going, by putting efforts and you are going to make yourself free, then again you are going to be bound. So any logical thing, intelligent person, rational person will not accept such a kind of a bandha, which has a beginning. Everyone has to tell bandha is from beginningless. And it is okay. And it is true also. Because of ignorance, etc. Ignorance is anadi, therefore bandha anadi. That is okay. So if bandha is a beginningless and then moksha comes, is not possible. That's a logical fallacy. And if moksha comes in a given day and still moksha is nitya, that's another logical fallacy. So bandha and moksha, real in your philosophy, you said they are all real. And therefore, greater logical issues. That's what, who says? Gaudapadacharya ji says. Anadehe bandhasya antavatvam na siddhyati. Anadehe bandhasya antavatvam na siddhyati. And adimatah mokshasya na bhavishyati. Adimatah. Adimat. Moksha is adimat. Moksha has a beginning. Mat, possessive affix. Matimat, like that. So, this adimat moksha, moksha which has a beginning, na bhavishyati, it's not possible. So, two things in Karika. It is in the 4th chapter and 38th verse. So, both these logical fallacies are there. If anadi bandha must end and nitya moksha begins, etc., that whole is not true. Only possible bandha and moksha both are adhyasajanya. Ajnanajanya, if it is there, then all these things are possible. If you accept ajnanam as a cause of a bandha moksha, then then this being mithya, it ends, definitely. Ends by just knowledge. Because it is born of ignorance. It is born of adhyasa. It can end. Even though ajnanam is anadi, adhyasa is anadi. But the moment you, definitely the knowledge dawns in you, it's gone. Gone. Rope snake is beginningless. But the knowledge dawns in you that it is rope. Snake ends. That's all. Only possible when bandha and moksha are mithya. Knowledge can knock out. If they are real, then definitely issues. And therefore, bandha moksha are mithya. Therefore, plurality between jiva and jiva, based on that mithya, bandha and moksha, is also mithya. So the duality between jiva and jiva also is mithya. So if you accept ajnanam as the cause of a bandha and moksha, then ajnanam at a cosmic level is called maya. Okay? You are making a joke of me when I said everything born of maya, and you were laughing at me. But that's how I had to tell you. Bandha moksha mithya. The cause is ajnanam. At a Vyashti level, Samashti level, same ajnanam is called maya. Okay? And therefore, bandha moksha mithya only. So this is yukti virodha. If you accept bandha and moksha as real, these logical fallacies are going to occur. And then shruti virodha. We'll see. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.